Comrades, good night. I see this wonderful crowd and we should be in a good mood. I see young Michael Brown and we should be in a good mood. I listen to Wrigley George and I know the good times are coming. And wasn't Melford fired up tonight? Tonight we're running a tight ship because it is time for business. If before you did not know that those officials in the UPP are out to destroy you, their new manifesto has provided the proof. You see, before you could say, in this country, we have a right to choose the side you want to support. You could say it's your democratic right to select red or blue. But all that has changed with the publication of the manifesto by the UPP government. The UPP government has declared war on you, on me, your children, and your foreparents. The UPP said, in black and white, and in blue and stupid, they are going to sell everything our foreparents and you would have built over the last 60 years. They wrote in their manifesto that when V.C. Bird and our foreparents went to the British and they bought the electrical company so we can produce our own electricity, they have come now 60 years after and say they want to sell it back to the Europeans. They haven't stopped there, because at the APUA we have over 1,500 Antiguans working. So they're telling you straight in your face, we're going to send home 1,500 Antiguans so they can be hungry. They just get started. They go further. Not only will they sell off telephone, not only will you now have to pay for incoming call like before PCS came, you will never be able to afford the rates you're affording now with your PCS and your personal communication system. They will have a monopoly on PCS and on mobile phones, and the simple freedom where almost every person in Antigua has a mobile phone will be going back to the days of boat phone when only the rich and the elite can afford simple call. But they haven't stopped there. We have borrowed over $300 million to fix the airport. And they have the audacity to say they're going to sell V.C. Bird Airport to some Chinese, and the Chinese will bring in their own taxis to run. We have another 1,000 workers, Antiguans, working at the airport. We have over 1,000 taxi drivers. They now have written in their manifesto. They went to Sandals to promote it. They were drinking fine wine while they dined on the sad carcass of the Antiguan people. Not even taxis will be able to run at the airport because it will be private property, and the franchise will be run by the Chinese. They have already agreed to sell the port. So your front door gone, your back door gone, your taxi job gone. What is left for Antigua? This is no longer competition between two political parties. This is a fight to defend your interests, your country, your independence, and it is you against Baldwin Spencer and his gang of crooks. They have agreed to sell state insurance, and let me tell you why that is a wicked act. They would have heard the Antigua Labour Party say, life is precious, and each person must have the best health care they can afford, backed by the public's money. And we intend to join, let state insurance sell health premiums bought by medical benefits. So when you go to Mount St. John's, every equipment must work. When you're sick and you produce your card, you pay not a cent. And when you're sick, they must fly you out overseas and pay for you so you don't have to go and sell $10 food. We have said we are going to twin state insurance to provide that function. What have they said? They will sell state insurance. So when you get sick or your child gets sick, you must sell $5 food, $10 food to raise $100,000 to go to Jamaica or Trinidad. They intend for you to die. They intend that if you get sick, poor people must die. And they continue to sell. Well, we want to say to those people in blue who believe this is a joke business, if you support the UPP government, they are out to kill you and kill your neighbors. This is no joke business. We can't take no prisoners in this war. You either with us or you're against us. And we must stand our guard and our ground. But you know why they want to sell all these things? We know the first time they want to sell to steal. But that is not the only reason. You would have heard that APOA has not produced a single account in 10 years. Now APOA's budget is $700 million a year. Oh my, it's nearly $7 billion they have spent without an account. They can't buy oil. They can't buy things to purify the water. They owe Hadid 60 million. They owe the water company 20 million. They have stolen all that money. They bought all engines for 160 million. The engine's not working. So they want to sell them off and cover up the evidence of their corruption so they can get away. We say to those crooks and vagabonds in the UPP, the Antigua Labour Party, and you the supporters, and the people of Antigua and Barbuda, we said to them, you sell an inch of our asset and we jail you before the election. Tell Baldwin Spencer, if he feels he's man, tell him to sell 1 iota of our APOA and we go for him by his house and we carry him jail ourselves long before the election. We are declaring war tonight. They didn't build anything in this country. They didn't build a single structure in this country. And they want to sell it. They want to look in your face and write it and sell it. And then you must smile with them and say, it's a democracy, you have a right to choose. There's no choice here. It's either them or us. And we say in 2 weeks' time, we want the entire population to say, we are not only ready, but we are ready to destroy the UPP and jail the vagabonds. You see, building this country was not easy. You'd have heard the struggles from Watland Dab in the 30s. You'd have heard the struggles in the 90s against the hurricane. You'd have heard all the sacrifices you and our parents made to build this country. How can we allow a bunch of individuals who from the time they came to office, 25% of our economy they destroy. 15,000 people they place jobless. And every night we're shaking in our houses. We don't have water, but we have plenty of criminals sticking us up. You don't know who is crook from who is police. Everybody look like a thief walking now. And they have learned that thiefiness from the UPP government. How many of you can recall when they came in 2004? All you heard was sunshine, sunshine, transparency, trilogy. I want you to search the manifesto and see if you can find a single word about sunshine. The crooks have revealed themselves to be an episode of darkness. They are purveyors of darkness and crookedness, and they're trembling now because their time is up. I want each one of you to say to your neighbors who are wearing blue, you must talk to them quietly and say, let me tell you this. You must have families who work at APOA, they'll be jobless. You must have families who work at the port, they'll be jobless. You must have your insurance at state insurance, or you must have people who work there, they too will be jobless. You will get sick, and you want financing from the state insurance and medical benefits. You want a modern hospital facility, and if they sell off those issues, we will have Mount St. John even getting worse than what it is. I want to tell you, if you do not tell your neighbor to wear blue and to support that, you're supporting your own destruction. They can't come and tell your neighbor, neighbor. They can't meet you in church and shake your hand and say, brother, brother, brother. because they are joined with the UPP to dispossess you and to take away independence. I want you to try to imagine. Try to imagine you're coming back to Antigua from a trip and you land at an airport which used to be called VC Bird and it's called Chingling Lu. Try to imagine that. And when you land, you see a whole ton of Chinese, a sweep up and a mop, talking Chinese. Asking you, could you learn to speak our language? We don't speak English. And when you go outside for a taxi, and you figure you can see a black taxi man, you see a Chinese driving franchise. And they're asking you where Freetown be, because they don't know Antigua. But when they sell the airport, what do you think will happen? If it's your property, who do you think they will hire? Who work in a Chinese restaurant? Black people? Well, who will work in a Chinese airport? Who will work in a Chinese port? And who will drive taxi in a Chinese airport? And you voted for Baldwin Spencer? Where's the weapon? Where's the weapon? I want to see the weapon, because we're not taking no prisoners this time. I tell you from early to sharpen the left foot. And tonight we're going to practice, because we're driving the left foot right up. We're going to kick them so hard. We're going to kick them so far. I want to see a shape and see me the left foot. Show me that left foot. Wilmer Daniel says he's cute. He says he's cute and handsome. But the girls tell me you're lint where he can't stand tall. They say he can't make it. He's a fraud. He's just trying to be pretty like the girls. That's all he's trying to do. And we say to Harold Lovell, Baldwin Spencer said today, he will not read that manifesto. He will not insult his family and himself any further. And he asks Harold Lovell to read to the Antiguan people the destruction of their own welfare in paper by UPP. Harold Lovell had to read it because Baldwin refused to read it. I know he can't read, but the worst he can't count. They had in some figures inside there, and Baldwin said he ain't going to go on tape with his 0.0000000 business. And so tonight, I want to say to you, the choice is very, very clear. This is not a choice between two governments competing. This is a choice between a crackhead government who decided to sell everything in sight. They're going to join an IMF program. And you would have heard that they've already gotten funding to form what? A single public service. What does that mean? The single public service means that the 5,000 non-established workers will be sent home. 5,000 non-established workers will be sent home. And our beloved Antigua Trades Union, who gets most of their money from non-established, will be bankrupt and destroyed. In other words, Baldwin Spencer has said he wants to wipe out birdism from Antigua. And he has defined birdism as progress, as prosperity, as investment, as empowerment by the ordinary people in Antigua. They're angry that the Labour Party has a legacy where within one generation you can move from the lowest level to the highest profession. They're angry because every Antiguan has a right to a free education. They have a right for work. They have a right to own their homes. And they have a right to retire and to get the best health care you can get anywhere in the world. And then they said, we are living above our income. It's too good for us. It's too good for us. Well, let me tell you this. If they want to sell off, if they want to fire you, if they want to pauperize you, they have said they're going to introduce a Bureau of Poor People, a whole ministry for poor people, where they write down all the poor people in Antigua and hand out $100 a month so you can feel happy. That is their big plan. The good thing is in 2 weeks' time, the weapon will be firing, and we're firing and clean. the weapon will be firing. And I said to all of us, tell those individuals who are in blue, join this labor train. We have a wonderful program. We're going to transform Antigua. We're going to give you housing. We're going to give you health care. We're going to put you back to work. Baldwin Spencer, not only is your time is up, we have set the jail cell for you. Prepare for jail, all those crooks in the UPP. God bless. Take care until I come again.